Do you know how to achieve these perfectly parallel stitches? Get yourself a twin needle. What's a twin needle? Simply put, it's two needles mounted on one shank. You can use it to produce beautiful top stitching, a faux cover stitch, decorative finishes, pin tucks, and more. Before you get to enjoy your beautiful results, you have to thread your machine. Stick around and I'll show you 3 different ways to prepare your machine for a twin needle. Number 1, we're going to call it quote-unquote the regular way. Your machine has a main spool pin and generally it'll come with an extra spool pin. Place 1 spool of thread on the main spool pin and 1 on the extra spool pin. Now you can grab both threads and thread your machine as you normally would. For the second option, place a spool stand behind your machine. For your second spool of thread, use your horizontal spool pin or your extra spool pin. Lastly, I'll show you the third option. This one's my favorite. Make sure you stick around to hear an important tip at the end. For this method, fill 2 bobbins with your thread choices. Place both of them on the extra spool pin. Now, go ahead and grab both threads and you've got it. Thread your machine like you normally would. Just a quick note, you cannot use an automatic needle threader when using a twin needle. I prefer using a small tweezers to help me thread the needle. Now that we're at the needle area, separate your thread. We'll do the left needle first. Grab 1 thread, carefully place it behind the thread guide. Using a small scissors, you may have to trim the end to clean it up a little bit. Using the tweezers, insert it into the left needle. Place the thread under the foot and pull it back. Do the same thing for the right needle, except do not put it behind the thread guide. By doing this, you're going to prevent tangling. Once you put the thread under the foot and pull it back, you're good to go. I promised you an important tip. Make sure that you are using a zigzag plate, not a straight stitch plate. Also, a twin needle will not work with a straight stitch machine. To find a compatible twin needle for your machine, visit us at sewingpartsonline.com.